What's up guys? Just a few things I wanted to talk to you guys about in the Apple world right now that's going on, some interesting little tidbits. So first off, SplitGate. iPhones are splitting apart the new 8 and 8 Pluses before they even get used. So when it happens to me, Apple looks at me like I'm crazy or something. But apparently some people are getting phones that in the box have split apart. The battery is expanding. All right, I'm obviously over exaggerating here, but it is a real deal. I told you guys it would happen. It happens every year. There's always a new gate issue, either camera gate, bend gate, antenna gate. This year, split gate is what some commenters are calling it. Anyways, so one person actually received this in Taiwan or Japan, I believe, in the box that is already split apart. Another user though, she charged her phone and then it happened using the supplied power adapter. So although it's only happened to a few people right now, it may actually be a bigger issue than just that. Much like the Note, only news about that started filtering out slowly and then more and more and more, so we'll have to see. Although right now I don't really see it as anything crazy. It's within the normal parameters for lithium battery failure. I mean, there's a 1 in a million chance I believe that one can fail, so this isn't too unusual. And the glowing Apple logo mod for the iPhone 8 Plus, we are already working on it with Trung. So he actually sent me some videos over from a little demo that he was doing on his, and wow, I was impressed. In just one day he actually managed to get it working. So he has figured everything out, the LED parts, getting the power to the LEDs, making it look decently good, but the one issue is the vinyl on the back. As you guys know, it is a very tough vinyl. It's a different structure inside, so actually getting the Apple logo to look good is going to be an issue, and there's still that to figure out. But I honestly think that with laser engraving we can cut it out, just burn the vinyl away, make it look pretty good. I mean, decently good. And I know nobody's going to want to do that to their phone. Maybe if you take it to him, sure. But right now we're figuring these details out and I'm excited to share the journey with you. But it has been achieved somewhat. Just doesn't look too good, too professional yet. We'll figure that out. Honestly, the reason I love this mod so much is just because of how good it looks. People ask me, is that a special edition iPhone? I mean, people don't know that this isn't OEM. It looks so good, so near OEM. High quality LEDs, so to see it done well on an iPhone 8 Plus with the glass back, I think that'll be a really great combo, and eventually using this practice in the iPhone 10. So I'll be keeping you guys updated on that. It's just a project I'm very passionate about, very happy to see come to life. Oh, and just a little disclaimer, this is Trung, the guy that made the one on the iPhone 7 and 7 Plus possible. I'm not actually physically doing this. I do not have the expertise. I'm not that good. This guy used to work for Samsung Semiconductors, I believe, little micro soldering. So this guy knows his stuff, and he's gonna make this happen. So what are your guys' thoughts on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus? It seems like the excitement, the hype for it is just not there. Everyone's looking over its shoulder at the iPhone 10 coming in just a month here. In fact, this reflects in China, where a lot of the crowd control barriers were removed, where apparently there are huge lines every year at Apple stores and new releases, and this just wasn't doing it. This is the 4th year that Apple is having the overall same design on the iPhone since the iPhone 6 series. So the luster of it, I mean, the envy that people see when you're using a new iPhone just isn't there this year because it looks too similar. And that seems to be a lot of the issues, just there isn't too much, even just look-wise, that's different from earlier generations. Honestly, I was at the Apple store, there wasn't many people there. I was like among 10 at the launch day, so I was a bit bewildered because usually there's so many people, so much excitement, buzz, but there wasn't this year. I love my iPhone 8 Plus, the wireless charging, the louder speakers. That's one of my favorite parts of it. But other than that, I guess it doesn't have the magic that the iPhone 10 does. And a piece of news that really interested me that I learned about, Apple is looking at making their very own processors for Macs in collaboration with ARM, so ARM-based processors. Much like they've developed their own processors for their phones and are just kicking ass at it, they want to do the same for the Macs. Now, honestly, things have been stagnating. Intel just hasn't been making the progress they used to. Moore's Law doesn't apply to the same effect anymore. So Apple wants to mix things up, much like they did when switching to PowerPC, as it had more advantages over Intel in the mid-2000s. So I think this is going to be an awesome shift if Apple actually does it. I mean, look at the iPhone 8 Plus. This thing's almost double the scores of the competitors. That's just insane. And to do the same thing to their computers, I think that would be a very dramatic shift. So I hope they do that. They're also looking at making their very own modems for the iPhones as well. Currently, there are splits between Qualcomm and Intel. They're using both of their modems, and there's some legal issues in there. There's a lot of stuff. Apple just wants to kill its reliance on competitors competitors and make their very own supply of modems, processors. Now they're doing GPUs as well. It's just awesome. It's great for Apple to have control of that because they can make it stronger, less limitations, less fees for using that technology from competitors. So I'm excited to see an Apple-only internal future. And Apple really is wasting no time with the Apple A12 CPU that'll be found in next year's iPhone. As Nikkei is reporting, the TSMC is already in early development of these new processors, which will be 7 nanometer versus 10 nanometer right now in the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and iPhone 10. So this new processor will supposedly be more efficient, more powerful, and probably even more crushing to all of the competitors. It's just insane the progress Apple has made on their chips, and they're already pushing it forward with a new platform that we'll see next year, 7 nanometers already. Samsung is only reportedly going to 7 nanometer chips at the end of 2018, but if this report is to be believed, it will be on the next year's release cycle. And something very interesting, a lot of users that have updated to iOS 11 are reporting that a lot of iPhone 10 features are bleeding through into their devices, and they're seeing things like curved corners on the top of the screen mimicking the status bar area on this guy. Also, the home button bar that's on the bottom of the page is showing up in various situations in iOS 11 for not just one user, but many users are reporting this. I don't know how this is happening. I mean, they're using two completely different versions of iOS 11, but Apple is somehow bleeding that through into these. And another user from iOS beta has shown us this. He's actually experiencing a weird bug where in full screen video, he can expand that and supposedly push it further beyond the sensor bar, that icon little animation there. I haven't seen it anywhere else. So he's having an iPhone 10 display bug on a different iPhone. Very interesting. Oh, and the iPhone 10 has already been seen in the wild being tested. This is probably by an Apple employee and insider very close to the development of it, either software or hardware. Usually employees get an early look, early test of these devices, including HomePods, which are being tested in employee houses right now. So this is not unusual, but it's kind of cool to see one of these out in the wild already. All right, guys, just a little update for you of what's going on. I'll have more videos for you soon. Working on the every iPhone comparison. Got to tell you, that one is not easy with 17 iPhones, but hopefully have that up for you soon. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, stay tuned and stay informed. Peace.